Hello, watch lovers, and you know what time it is. Here we are back again. Gav thought we'd never get here. What's happened?
It's been a while.
It's been Vegas, bank holidays.
I know.
And here
You're
we
going to
are.
introduce the girls.
And tonight we have the lovely Kaylee.
Hi, guys.
And Jonilda.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Monday. Spencer and I were just saying before, God, it feels like we haven't been here for such a long time. Gets us off gallivanting around the world to all sorts of different places. And here we are back again in the studio. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We'll just get that out of the way early because I always forget. And if you have any questions for Spencer, Kaylee or Jonilda, tonight is your big opportunity because, Kaylee, this is it. Your last
Not mine.
show with Jonilda
Oh,
next
I was like,
to
not
you.
mine.
I was like, where's Kaylee
I know, I was
going?
like,
We've sat the two of
I've
you
been sacked.
together today. So in case any of you didn't know, Jonilda is going to be departing for a few months because
Absolutely not.
look, I told you, we've had this discussion. It's a
know.
sensible name for a middle name. I know why you can't have Spencer. I get that. But Gavin is a great
As
middle
a
name.
middle name, I'll
Have you
think about
decided
it.
on the middle name,
I'll think
Jonilda?
about. I haven't. We don't really do middle names.
You don't
No.
really do it. Should we say hello to everybody first of all? Good evening to Crossy Boy, Kelvin O, Peter Juggins, Ian Nicholson, Matt H, Andrew Kaplan, Tim Jacks. I saw Greggy Boyce with us. Good evening, everybody. Great to be back amongst friends. It's been a very, let's just call it an interesting couple of weeks. Let's start with the wrist roll. What's on the wrist, Jonilda? What are you starting with
Come on,
tonight?
girls.
I'm wearing a 36 mil Datejust with a polished bezel.
Just hotspot. Can you take it for hotspot from my phone or not? I'm taking a hotspot from my phone. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We're back. Yeah, you can go. Apparently I can go because people can hear us, Spencer, but I don't know. I've lost faith in humanity here. Back Gav. Okay, we're hot spotting. That should be really good to run a full studio from the power of an iPhone with a hotspot.
Let's see
if
how
it goes
good they
down
are.
again, guys, we will reschedule. But anyway, we're back for the moment, so that's great. And we had so much to talk about
I
as
know.
well. Jonilda, let's have a little look at your watch.
There we go.
Tell me about this one.
Kaylee.
36 mil polished bezel. I think it's a nice option, you know, if you're not looking to buy the fluted one.
Oh, yes.
I know everyone is after, Jubilee fluted, but I quite like
It's a
this
bit
one.
different, isn't it? that?
Yeah, something different.
And I think it looks
Nice
really nice
for
in
the
the
summer.
36 as well.
I think the polished bezel definitely on the oyster.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks
And
better than a
fluted
fluted with Jubilee, yeah.
Jubilee.
Okay. Kaylee, what are you sporting this week?
So, I mean, mine's the polar opposite
wow,
to Ilda's.
you gone blah
Diamonds
blah blah blah
everywhere.
bling
That's bling
bling.
bling.
Mine is
Diamond
bling,
dial,
bling.
diamond bezel, and Jubilee.
You really have, haven't
Like
you?
one of them rappers.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. That isn't my cup of tea.
No,
No,
Gavin.
not
No?
not
Sure?
for everybody, is it? No, no. I can't rap either. But yeah,
I think it's quite nice.
my name is Gavin. I am starving. It's about as close as I get. Spencer, what are you getting today?
What do you think he's got on, Gav?
Oh, I'm going to go for
You're going to be wrong.
bluesy.
No. No.
Smurf?
Smurf.
No.
No, go on.
Pepsi?
Old model. Daytona.
Something really
An old
classic.
model Daytona.
Panda.
A Panda Daytona.
Classic
Year?
ceramic
Year of birth?
Daytona.
About 06.
Yeah, 06, 07, I think.
2006, 2007. Lovely. One of you.
That is
One
nice.
out of the vault, or
Yes.
right? Lovely. Very very nice.
I really love that.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, everybody.
Gavin,
what have you
what
got
are
on?
you wearing?
Come on. You can only but guess.
I feel like we need to clap that you finally got it.
You should all clap.
We
Okay.
are
But
so
incredible. You had to go all the
happy
way
for
to
you.
Vegas.
No, Spencer, I had to go all the way to Las Vegas, take you on a roller coaster to get a watch. And I'm just going to say it out loud. So there is, everybody. That is it. My moaning is over. I finally got my moon swatch.
so cool.
And I have
Unreal.
not taken it off. Everything else is literally
You said it's
irrelevant
really comfy
to me now. It is so comfy. I absolutely love it.
I do really like that one, Gav. I think
And let
it
me
looks
tell you,
lovely.
this is how excited I was because, as you know, I have been a little bit excited about
Yeah.
this whole thing. So picture this. We're in Las Vegas. Spencer obviously has bottled it going on the big ride, on the big boys ride.
the right reasons.
So I had to obviously spoof him a little bit and tell him I was taking him on a little kiddie ride.
It was far from a kiddie ride, let me tell you.
I had to tell him I was taking him on a little baby ride, and I told him, so quietly, I said, listen, tomorrow it's a forfeit, okay? I've got to do something with you. I'm taking you on a little children's ride. You know, like the ones you see at the fun fair, where the dads go on with like, their 2-year-olds?
In the little like Star Cup.
It was
Exactly.
horrendous, let me tell you.
It's one of those. There's nothing to worry about. There's going to be a bit of a queue, but honestly, it's absolutely fine. We get on. He screams like a child the whole way round, blaming me.
But hang on, I don't know.
Telling me he's going to be sick on me and it's my fault.
Spencer.
It's all my fault.
My eyes were closed the
That's
whole
really
4
nice.
minutes of the ride.
pictures. Spencer, it was horrific, wasn't it? And can I tell you, I don't like roller coasters either. So it was.
Was it really scary?
It wasn't great. And when they said you can't take cameras on, I was trying to sneakily get a camera on, obviously to film Spencer's space. I would have lost it. We went upside down about 3 times. We went over the top.
That sounds so fun.
Corkscrews, the whole lot.
I love roller coasters.
And then as we get off, and Spencer's he's probably trying to throw up all over me, blaming me. He's called me every word under the sun. There was a Swatch shop straight ahead of us.
Oasis, it was like
a mirage, literally in the desert. And we walked up. I said, "Come on, Spence, we got to try our luck." We walked in,
but I saw the samples in the window.
Yeah,
and you literally said to me,
"Yeah, they have them."
It's Vegas.
Walked in there and they said, "We've just got stock, 7 watches." And I said, we'll take the whole lot. And they said, no, 1 each. So me thinking, Swatch fan, great, I've got Spencer, I've got Paul, and there was someone else with us. I'm getting 4 because they're not that interested. So I said, I'll have the blue one and the black one. So Spencer goes, well, which one am I having?
No,
Paul thought
Paul gave his away.
Before I'd even done anything, Paul had given his way to Ian Nicholson. Ian, I hope you're loving your watch. But
which one? To
same.
Same as yours.
Yeah, and Spencer
Spencer,
obviously
the
got
blue one.
Uranus.
Spencer, the
Of course
blue.
he got Uranus, because why wouldn't he get Uranus? But no, it was a fun trip. We had a good time.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't say, in all honesty, we saw a lot of watches. That was probably the biggest disappointment. We had one massive letdown on our trip, which was sort of a little bit out of our hands. And then the IWJG was, well, it was what it was. It was slightly
wasn't a
disappointing.
busy show. But every single shop we went to, there wasn't a thing, was there?
Not a thing. What was the shop they wouldn't even allow you in the door? Patek.
No, you had to make an appointment. Rolex as
No,
well.
but they didn't even let you in the door to say that they came out,
Patek.
met you outside.
But I think the funniest was Richard Mill. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the security guard on the door, but not a watch in store.
Yeah.
And we said the security
What's
guard
the point?
was the luckiest man on the planet.
Yeah.
Because he had the job of not protecting a thing.
Yeah. Ian says he's loving it. Thank you for sorting it. No, absolute pleasure. I'm just pleased we managed to get one. Funnily enough, I've been working all last week in town in Mayfair, and every day I had to pass the Swatch shop on Oxford Street. And when I passed there at 7:30 in the morning, they're queuing out every morning, the same fellas, all with chairs. And every day I come back at lunchtime, they've all gone. There was no stock. And on Friday when I went there, they had some stock. When I went at lunchtime, I passed it, and they closed the shop.
Oh,
How many pieces they get then?
Whatever it is, it's obviously not enough. So I don't know what's going on.
So when they do get, they close.
They close because they can't cope with the swarms of people.
It's
And the police were there again. So it's not
But
going
in
away.
Vegas, everyone was very well behaved, weren't they?
Yeah.
It was quite orderly.
Oh, it was very lovely.
Yeah.
Americans are a different class, aren't they, when it comes to this stuff? I just think, honestly, I just feel like there's just, I can't call them criminal element, but there's youngsters. They just basically bully their way to the front of the queue, and
they probably don't even know what they're getting. They've just seen the swarm of people from the beginning, and now they're like, "Oh, we need to go there." Now they know about it.
It was like a football match when you were there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was absolutely mental. It was absolutely mental. So yeah, super happy to finally have my Swatch, and I have to say, I am loving it. Your strap hasn't quite broken in yet. Mine's a different material.
It's more leathery.
Yeah, and mine's really soft. So super happy.
I actually
with it.
really like them.
And it is amazing because obviously people look at watches. I have had more comments on my Moon Swatch than any other watch I've ever owned.
Really?
Everybody wants to try it on.
because no one's got it at the moment.
Yeah. Have you flipped yours yet?
No. You
Are you selling it?
Do you? No.
lost
I've got it.
it.
I will wear it.
I'm going to borrow it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do a swapsies for a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can wear the strap in for me.
Yeah, I'll break the strap in. That's absolutely fine. Salem Hack. Hi, Spencer. Hi, Kaylee. The watches were amazing.
Hi.
T and Tickers. He's in the house. Hi, T and Tickers. How you doing? Yeah, so good to be back. And we want to basically talk today about the state of the market. So while we were away, I mean, let's be honest, the whole world has fallen into absolute chaos. Girls, we won't talk about macroeconomics with you and inflation, but it does feel like the whole world is falling apart, and the watch market feels like it's right because it's something that we all love, and it's front and center of everything.
Yeah.
I saw plenty of comments while we were abroad of this is the end of the watch market, this is the end of the grey market. And I just want to put everything in context with you. I know some of the other sort of watch dealer YouTubers have, since we scheduled the show, have done pretty much the same as well. I know
State of the market.
Roman did a show over the weekend. But, you know, I want to ask you, we've talked about this a lot. How many times have I said to you, Kaylee, are you seeing more sellers than buyers? Yeah. You know, what's going on? And so let's talk about it. What is going on at the moment, Spence?
Look, ever since I first started in this, it was always...
You can talk to your camera.
Sorry, I was talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, guys. When I first started in this, it was never people buying for investment. People bought watches because they loved watches. And that's been the case.
Yeah, your camera's up there, Spence. You're talking to your screen.
Sorry. That's been the case for a number of years now, that people buy watches because they love watches. And the fact they've gone up has been a bonus. I mean, people for years have bought cars, and they halve every 3 years on a lot of cars, and no one ever commented on that. And what we've seen is the last year, and I believe you've got a few stats, haven't you?
Yeah, we'll bring some of those. We'll bring some of those.
But things have just gone up absolutely crazy, and no one really knew.
YouTubers and watch lovers and commentators, and probably, I'm going to say it, those who don't have the watches are referencing a market crash. Okay, now I've seen market crashes in other commodities over the years, stock markets. What would you call this?
I'll just call it a correction.
Yeah.
It's far from a crash. I mean, we mentioned before that crypto's gone down sort of
10% today.
10, 11% in a day.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah.
But what's happened with watches, they're still up from where they were a year ago.
Let's take a
correction to where things have been.
So let's take a look at, for example, as a whole. I asked you, Kaylee, to pull some figures up today. Here is the last year. This is from your sort of sales picture over the last year. So a year ago, Hulk was 16.5 grand. 3 months ago, and by the way, 3 months ago was the pinnacle of nuttiness in the world, right?
Sort of Feb.
All we talked about on this show was, all I kept saying, what's going on? How can that be? What's going on? Are people actually paying the price? And it got up to sort of 26, and it's now back to 23.5 grand. So over the course of the year, I don't know, that's still well up in percentage.
It's still gone up. It hasn't fallen from, do you know what I mean, a year ago.
Yeah. Now, we might call that a hype watch, but equally, that's a discontinued model.
You can't get it.
Forget talking about investment purposes. That's a watch that should hold its level at some point because it's discontinued.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at some of the other models. Let's take a look at the most hype Rolex, and we've all talked about it, which is the Daytona.
This went crazy. This was crazy.
So a year ago, a Panda Daytona was £24,000, which was strong money.
Yeah.
Which is over double.
You sold 3 months ago at up to £44,000, the highest price you sold at.
I think some with stickers might have gone. This is just sort of an average of where it was. Some may have gone for even a little bit more, and this is dependent on condition, age, and everything else to do with the watch. So it hasn't come back that much.
Yeah. And now it's back to 38,000. Now, I'm going to ask a really obvious question. You've been in business a very long time, Spencer. I am assuming the fact that we're all sitting here, I'm hoping we'll all get paid at the end of the month. You're still selling watches.
Still selling.
Yep.
Yeah. We're still selling at the same levels we have done for the last 6 months of pieces. But all that's happening is certain pieces we're buying are a bit cheaper and we're selling for a bit cheaper.
Yeah. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
You will bid it doesn't matter if it was flour, if it was flowers, if it was waters. You react to the market and you bid down.
Correct.
Any other forces in play you think you've seen over the past couple of weeks?
The other thing is the economics. You always find after sort of March, April, there's more watches being released. So again, on the new models, not discontinued, where there's new models coming out and there's plenty of date just. I mean, there's certain watches that we are just here all day long, isn't it? That we're being asked.
You're being offered.
Yeah.
So
sellers.
there's a little bit more supply perhaps from some of the...
Yeah. And a lot of people are taking watches they don't actually want.
Yeah.
So they're taking
And that's
date
still
just.
happening. That hasn't
They're taking
changed.
watches to get up on the sports watches.
Yeah.
So they're happy to just trade out of them
Yeah.
at what they paid for them.
Paul Thorpe's joined us. Good evening, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
I'm going to tell you
Hi.
now, I miss you. It's not the same not seeing your ugly boat first thing in the morning. It's the greatest joy. You know, having a coffee and a cigarette with you, I don't smoke, but having a coffee and watch you smoke a cigarette at 4:30 in the morning or 5 o'clock, it's become one of the joys of life.
And Gav, the Coke at breakfast.
Yeah.
The Coke, the orange squash.
Yeah. Coca-Cola, you're a legend.
Coca-Cola.
Paul Thorpe, you are actually a legend. I don't care what anybody says. You are fantastic. I just want to upvote you. Yeah, it's interesting. So there's definitely, it feels like, and from what I'm seeing from our Instagram feed, you're being offered a lot. There's a lot more supply coming through certainly from Rolex at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think because obviously prices are
Softening.
people with the big pieces are wanting to sell them on now. Do you get
Some
just
people...
because I think people, they now want to maybe put the money that they have, let's say in a gold Daytona, they'd like to put that money in various watches rather than
I'm going to deal with all comments. Guys, firing questions because we're going to answer everything here. Stuart's asked a question to you, Spencer. Not saying you're wrong in what you're saying, Spence, but it's not in your interest to report it's going down. You've been in the business a long time, but you've never run a business after a pandemic.
Correct. I haven't run a business, but equally I bought and sold watches for a number of years now, and people have always bought watches because they love watches, not because they're going up, not because they're going to be more valuable. They bought a watch, and remember, no one's ever lost money on a watch until they've sold it. So just because you bought at a level, and if it drops a little bit, until you've sold it, you haven't realised. Same with a stock, a share.
Well, hold on. I'm going to throw back to Stuart's comment. You've never run a business after a pandemic, but let me ask you this. When that pandemic hit, okay, and the whole world shut down, tell me what was going through your head for your business. What did you think?
Well, going back 2 years ago when that happened, I used to supply shops. So that was the period where I thought, oh my God, what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
As we all know, the shops couldn't open. That's where I went on the internet, and we had a website and went direct to end users, to privates. So that really changed things. And absolutely, I think anyone looking back, March 23rd, 2020, that was a scary time, guys, and no one knew. And here we are 2 years on. It's quite unbelievable what has gone on and the number of watches.
I think the answer to the question that I would say from Stuart is business teaches you how to run a business over the course of time, and you are a robust business. And by the way, the fact that a price of a watch comes down is of no necessary relevance to you guys in terms of, because you buy at a margin and you sell at a margin. And if the price comes down, we talked about it maybe 5 shows ago, and you said you'd rather buy a watch at 11 grand and sell it for 13 than have to pay 28 to sell at 30, because the cost of capital outlay versus the return, it's far better for you to buy cheaper.
If I go back, things used to be half the money. Most watches, if I went back 3 to 5 years, were half the price of what they are now.
So 4CD saying, surely Spencer's inventory has gone down in value.
Some bit, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
I may buy a watch and sell it at what I bought it for.
But doesn't matter if it's a watch or flower or flowers. That's what's running a business all about.
Exactly.
Not every year is a great year,
right.
and that's exactly what it is. And that is experience.
Yeah,
absolutely. Mark says the crash is all totally irrelevant if buying from an AD. It's just less profit than more profit, but zero concerns. It does only concern when buying grey and timing. And Stuart says, I don't think the market will crash, but I do believe it will come back in time. I think the bottom line with this stuff is that people started off by buying watches because they like them, and then all of a sudden everybody jumped on the bandwagon.
There was a hype, wasn't there?
It's a hype, and it's become a little bit overblown. But the overblown, everybody saw the overblown market coming January, or it hit everybody January, February, March this year, and everybody was scratching their heads. So nothing goes up in a straight line.
Well, we've seen it in gold, you've seen it in currency. I mean, as we were saying recently, currency, pound to the dollar, has moved 10% since we were in Vegas.
Yes, absolutely.
We were away in January in Miami and New York. It's gone from sort of 136 to 123 at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Peter Juggins, there's a much difference between the English market and the American market.
Very similar.
Similar in pricing, except now obviously we have
Well, now even more
10%
so,
move on the currency.
From UK. We can't buy from there, but possibly the Americans can buy from the UK because they've only got to give $1.23 to get a pound. They used to have to give $1.36.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do for the viewers. Why don't we do this? Let's take the next watch that I have on here, which is a Batman, okay? Roughly speaking, a year ago, 15,000. 3 months ago, 23,000. Roughly now, 20,000. Why don't you pop in the comments and I'll mark in my notes for a show in 6 months' time. What do you think a Batman will be trading at in, let's say, 6 months' time? Where are we now? May, June, July, August, September,
November.
October, guys. Where do you think a Batman's going to be? The 116710. Have a little guess. 1-2, is it?
6, 7, 10.
That's the older model.
That's the older model reference. Okay, let's go for a new Batman. Where do we think it's going to be trading? Pop them in the comments there, and I will go back and have a look. Does Spencer do much on consignment, if at all?
Not really that much. I mean, a very small percentage of our stock is on consignment. Most of it's bought by ourselves, and we price it accordingly. So consignment's only really where we don't believe in the price or we feel that
it's a piece you wouldn't buy.
Yeah,
like a big piece.
Yeah, a big piece.
Someone walks in with a 400-gram Richard Mille, you're not going to buy it, are you?
No.
You're absolutely.
But we'll happily try and sell that on consignment.
Yeah.
And Mark kindly sent me some images today, and I saw Paul Thorpe commented on it. You know, if you think there's been there has definitely been a pullback, a softening. If you think there's a crash in the watch market, look at the auctions over the weekend. There was a Tiffany OP. Was it 55 sterling?
59.
Yeah,
59.
Yeah, 59. And there was also the new Riddler, which I believe sold for,
have you seen, there's some online
for big money.
now.
Yeah, there's some
around
online.
50,000.
Around 50, 55.
Yeah.
So, and I would say probably bearing in mind everything that's going on in the world, I mean, you know, we have a generation behind us, Spencer, like younger than us, who could never remember inflation at 10%. Look, I remember seeing inflation at 10%, interest rates were 10%.
Do you remember interest rates in about 88 went to 15%?
Yeah, under Norman Lamont, when we left the ERM. Yeah. I mean, they spiked. So we've got a generation behind us who've had sort of 0% interest rates for sort of, 12 or 12, 14 years. Yeah. Rates are going to start to move now, and unfortunately, everybody's going to get hit.
And inflation, cost of building,
absolutely.
All of these things.
It's literally insane across the planet. You know, we've got a war in Ukraine, you've got supply chain issues, you've got gas and oil and electricity and utilities going through the roof. It's a very, very tough world out there. And actually, realistically, if you can wear your watches and enjoy them.
Enjoy them.
Enjoy
and
them.
one other thing, also, there's a war going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
Remember that as well.
So I had a couple of questions. I want to put you on the spot, Spence. You've been in business for 30 years, lots of cycle. How do you prepare for like a setback? What goes on at BQ now?
We just adjust our buying to where the current market is. I mean, we put a margin in of what things can retail at. Certain watches are a bit more speculative, so they will definitely be less. Popular models are still selling. We still, every day, we're sending watches out to customers. So you're still selling pieces.
Yeah. Any particular pieces that are selling sort of well? What's going out the door at the moment?
All the regulars, Submariners, Daytonas, GMT. Yeah, everything's still selling, and some things are a bit more reasonable nowadays.
Yeah,
which is a good thing, right?
That's the answer.
Yeah.
They're more reasonable.
Because for people to comment say it's only in your interest for prices to stay high, it's not actually.
It's not at all.
It's not at all.
And like we've said, we used to earn the same money on a watch at $5,000 that now Submariners used to cost 5. Now they cost 12, 14.
Rolex watch collector, Woolwich Building Society were paying me 15.44% interest in the late 80s. I mean, you've had a whole generation of people who haven't earned interest on their money. So I've got no money to earn interest on, but there we go.
That's why they buy luxury goods.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. That's why people buy luxury goods. Absolutely. Have you seen lots more stock offered to you? I mean, is that really a genuine thing, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The phones have been going with a lot of 2022 pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, like
So,
newer ones.
You know, let's be honest. Over the last year, everybody's seen this put around on YouTube, and buy a watch, go and sell it back to a grey market dealer, make thousands of pounds. So all these people have got the names down for watches. All of a sudden, they get offered them, and all of a sudden they're ringing because I've seen the comments on Instagram. Hi, got this watch coming tomorrow. What will you pay me? I've asked 14 people.
Yeah,
I'm looking for the best price.
And that's the thing, and we get that a lot. And obviously, we always ask people, like, do you have a price in mind you're looking for? Because if they've been offered, I don't know, let's just say, been offered 13,000 and they're selling for 13,200, I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Don't want to waste your time or upset anyone and be like, I'm really sorry, but I can't offer that. Do you know what I mean? Like, we just want to be honest with people and make sure they're happy.
I think the thing is, like, if I was looking at it, you know what? The fact that you're bidding down for watches to where you're comfortable buying them so that you can sell them where the price is, it's unlucky for some people, but equally, the buyers will get a better opportunity to buy pieces they really want.
Exactly.
Anybody for no date sub yet? I want a no date sub.
No date sub.
If you get a no date sub at list.
Still not a list. That's one that's still not a list.
That's one that will never.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you do have any questions, do keep piling them in. New watches. Any of the new watches? Have you seen any of those yet?
No.
The new Rolexes?
There is talk of the new 41, isn't there, in the green? Someone's coming in. I'm been promised, I don't want to say, that this month I'm going to get a green GMT.
Yeah.
A Riddler?
Riddler.
Okay. I will model that for you on my right wrist as it should be worn and not on my left. I will absolutely.
I'm really excited.
If that comes in, I definitely want to see that for an unboxing.
Yeah.
Kaylee, I'm going to be doing what with you from now on?
You're going to be my unboxing partner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your unboxing partner.
I mean, remember, we have to make up songs.
Yeah.
We have to sing.
We have to sing, absolutely.
Do your nails.
Do your nails.
Janilda, just moving to you quickly because I feel we haven't let you speak tonight, and everybody,
You
you've got lots of lovers out there who want to hear you and talk to you for the last time. Guys, if you've got any messages you want to send through to Janilda, do pop them in the chat. If you didn't see, because we froze up, Janilda's off to have a baby called Gavin in a few weeks' time.
Baby Gavin is coming.
Yeah, baby Gav is coming. She doesn't look very pregnant. You look very, very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, are you excited?
You. I am really excited. Yeah, I can't wait.
You can't.
To be mummy.
I couldn't think of anything worse than what's coming. I'm just saying, before the baby pops out.
Forget about, after that.
Yeah.
The after.
Yeah. Are you all prepared?
I am ready, let's say, yeah.
You're ready? You got your bag packed?
Yeah.
Okay.
All ready.
And I had a question because we had dinner the other night, all of us, for your leaving dinner. And I said to you, do you go to like antenatal classes where they sort of teach you about the breathing and all the rest of it? And you looked at me like I was absolutely mad.
Yeah, because like I've told you, I mean, we're in 2022, so you can learn possibly everything you want to learn just online
on
if
the
you
internet.
want it. Yeah.
YouTube.
Actually, I feel like we know way too much now, so sometimes I'm like, okay.
Ian Nicholson says, does Jonilda know it hurts?
Thank you for
How does
letting me
Ian
know,
Nicholson
Ian.
know?
Exactly.
Greggy boy says, Jonilda, all the very best. Your life will never be the same again, for the better. See you when you're back to work for a rest.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah. Crossy boy says, all the best, Jonilda. Good luck. Kelvin, all the best, Jonilda. Hope all goes well. We are so excited to welcome baby Gavin to the show. You obviously you can see I'm not letting this go.
Oh God.
Yeah. Uncle John got the very best to you, Jonilda. No, I mean, are you going to miss work? Do you think? Obviously, you've got lots of things going on.
I am going to miss work, yes, because I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and I think I'm going to miss mainly, like, seeing customers and being busy all the time, which is nice. But
Jonilda,
I'll be back.
You're still going to be busy. Don't worry about that.
I am going to be
Just
busy
in a different way.
Yeah, I don't think Spencer's letting you go that quickly, is he? Just moving on, I saw Paul mention, Paul had a little video up, and I've seen mention in the comments today that a few more people have had their sort of AD status taken away.
Yeah.
You heard anything about that?
Yeah. There's a couple of dealers I know, ADs I know of, that,
Yeah.
they just get a letter, they're told nothing, and that's it. End of the year, that's it. They're finished.
So they get told by the end of the year.
Now,
that doesn't mean they've... Does that
they
mean...
get 6 months.
Yeah.
They get 6 months, around 6 months notice, and it's just taken away.
Yeah. and that's it.
That's crazy.
So you've got a shop, you've got a rent, you've probably got a lease you've taken for 10 years or whatever
And
it
you
is.
might have been doing the product for 30 years.
And do we assume that they've done something wrong to get it taken away, or is it just they just refining how they do
They're
things?
just refining. The shop maybe not be up to spec. It's not the image, or the town's not busy enough, or there's too many in the town. They don't have to give a reason.
There's all sorts of names going on for the baby, by the way.
Yeah.
Obviously, it should be Gavlar. Obviously, it should be where was
Anything
where
nicer
was
than
Greggy?
Gavin?
No, it was Greggy. No, they're all Gavin. Of course, they're all Gavin. There was where is it? I can't. Oh, I think the baby should be called Gavy Boy.
Gavin boy.
Yep, that's a good one. Yep. I'll be really upset if my name's not in there somewhere.
I think you're going to be upset then.
Kelvin, Middlesbrough not good enough for Rolex. I assume that must mean that the Rolex store's been pulled from Middlesbrough.
Really.
I'm good. Watches 63 has Spencer built a creche for Jonilda to come back to work next week.
Watch this space.
You know what?
He's going to think
Don't
about
rule it
it.
out.
You've just said that.
Actually,
Now he's got a new
there's-
idea.
He
there's
will
more
have a
staff
creche.
with babies than there are.
Without.
No?
I'm the
So
only
we
one
should-
without.
We should
Yeah.
do something about it.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Spencer Gavin. Yeah, that works.
Spencer Gavin.
Gavlix.
Gavlex.
I mean,
Gavlex.
Gavlex.
Paul Thorpe says Kelvin mate Marks and Spencer's pulled out of Middlesbrough. Very funny. Gav Toner.
Gav Tona.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Gav.
Yeah, Gav. When we go after the baby's born to take it to get registered, and I'll go with you. Interestingly, there's a watch that I told you that I would like to buy, not from your stock currently, but I have been chasing around for the new Tudor Black Bay Pro.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
And I've been to plenty of ADs now, or just not even been plenty of Tudor shops, and every single one is
Register.
telling me register my interest. And one in Harrods told me this weekend they're not selling them to anybody who hasn't bought a Tudor already on their list. So
how'd you
only
buy?
to repeat Tudor buyers. And the whole thing's gone bloody crazy. You'll be begging me in a few months for one of those. No?
You'll be able to walk in and go get one of them.
You've
in a
had
few
one,
months.
haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it flew out the door, didn't it?
Yeah.
We literally
Sold it.
sold it the day
One
after
day.
we showed it
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
live.
Tim Jack says, sounds like Gav's the daddy. No, let's just put that straight to bed.
No.
Because it would be grandfather.
He's just obsessed with
It
the
would
name.
be grandfather. And yes, I'm just obsessed with something being called after me.
Of course.
Yeah. Do you know, like in some cultures, you know, the fathers. So I'm working with a client at the moment. His name is Nathaniel. His father's name is Nathan, and he named his son Nathan. So it's Nathan, Nathaniel, Nathan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trying to remember who is what is quite difficult, but that's...
They're all
You
the
have
same.
like John Senior, John
yeah,
Junior.
John Senior, John Junior, John Junior the third, John Junior the fourth.
Gavin Jr.
Yeah. Lawrence Fahy, Gavin watches of Switzerland. Gatwick told me the waiting list isn't long for the Pro. Okay, well,
I don't think.
Yeah.
Gatwick, you go.
I'll go to Gatwick. I really quite fancy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Dunno.
Gavin's new story now.
Yeah.
Finding the two.
Have you noticed that I
You've
get
got
a
his
li-
swatch,
He
okay?
gets
Hold on.
obsessed with
I have 10 more swatches left to buy. I thought I had 9, but Spencer pinched one off me.
So-
Paul Thorpe gave it away, and your mate gave one to his mum. So yes, I'm
Oh,
it's all right.
that's
So
really sweet.
there is a mission, but there is some. I've worked it out that basically when you get like an obsession for something, and you have to have it, it's unbelievably satisfying. And I get
Then
it.
to-
It's like you
It's
see
the hunt. It's hunting.
It's the
It's like
hunt.
the chase.
And,
Yeah.
and I get that with watches. I get it because it's a craving, isn't it? It's a craving when you can't have something.
You want that one.
to stick
yeah.
your name down and wait for. And will you love it when you get it? Will you? And I have to say, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then on to
This
the next.
£208 watch could be £1 million to me. I'm sorry to say.
Just because you wanted it so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
In the way it's going, you might hit that.
Spencer, what do you think of the GMT Master 2 116710 LN and what's current prices?
I love that watch.
That's the black. So the black, not the Batman version.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
black.
Black with the
Again,
green.
it's a great watch. Around 12, 13,000. They're
Yeah.
selling
There's
that.
not
But
many around.
we
I
don't
would
have
say.
many, and as
We
soon
don't
as
get
we
offered many,
We
do
don't
we,
get
really?
offered that many.
No.
No.
General Wombo says, Spencer, one word, stratosphere.
All right, Gavin Stratosphere. You came up there.
Can I tell you something? I did come up with, but what I came to realise, and by the way, do go back and watch the film of that because I was up there. I couldn't do what you did. I couldn't go and climb up and look over the edge and hang over
Yeah,
there.
but the glass was the glass.
I
was
don't
there.
care. I can't even go. When we
What
went up
was
over
it?
heights.
No,
I
but
mean-
is that the one? Is that the ride that's like that and it goes over the
No,
building?
Yeah,
and
that's one of
Yeah,
them.
But it
that's one of them.
doesn't-
We didn't do that. We
There
never,
were three. There's a thing that goes over the building, and you look
the people
down.
at the front are basically like hanging off, aren't
Correct. Then there's jumping off the building with a harness on.
they? Which didn't one of our followers?
Yes, Jax did it. Jiggy
Jax
Jax.
did it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw as soon as you didn't do that, Mark, bless him, posted up Jax just walking up and throwing herself off the building, which was amazing. And Paul, credit to
went
Paul,
up in the-
Paul went up on this 10
Oh, I
second
saw that.
or this 3-second thing. And respect to Paul because he had zero. You left your mate in it. He had to perform.
No, but hang on.
He couldn't let people
you know
down.
what happened though? We went downstairs and someone got 2 tickets.
Yes, we gave it away to some kids.
We gave tickets who were delighted.
Yeah.
Because there was no way.
Jimmy Savile would have
Yeah.
been so proud of us giving away tickets to kids. Gavin, I'm pleased you didn't drop anything off the Strat, off the top of the Strat. Let me tell you, there's no word of a lie. I was shitting myself. I couldn't even go to the edge. I couldn't look down.
looks-
I just went, oh, this is a nice
It's
view.
quite dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but obviously it's very safe. But I could. The funny thing was, when I thought about it after, I actually was a bit gutted because actually, when at the point you wouldn't go on, I realised I could have walked forward 2 steps, closed my eyes, sat next to Paul, held his hand like I did with you on the roller coaster, and just shot up for 3 seconds in the air, come back down, kept my eyes closed, walked off, felt a bit ill, but
With
I would have done
hindsight-
Paul's
missed
one.
my
With
hero
hindsight,
moment.
I should have done that
Rather than the one that
what
you
I'd
done.
the roller coaster was far worse.
Yeah.
So are you not a big fan of Alton Towers?
I've been on here. I'll do rides. I don't love them, but I'll do them. I mean, take me to Florida.
I'm good on bumper cars.
bumper
The
cars.
waltzers. They're the best.
Bumper cars, yeah. We did have a fantastic time, though, I have to say.
So did
And
we.
then Chris.
Hold on.
So did we.
We had the
working.
best time.
Did you have the best
Yeah.
time there?
Best customers came in,
Yeah.
got loads of treats, Had the best time where you two were.
No one asked about
Loving it
you.
up.
No one asked about us.
Nope.
And also, can I say the time difference is mental because I was trying to get hold of Spencer and then I looked at the time and it was like 2 a.m. and I was like,
He's
oh my God,
sleeping,
he's
we can't-
asleep. I can't even get hold of him
Literally,
for
we
like 4
went to
hours.
bed as they were
I
starting
know, it
work.
was slightly weird. Elsie Watch Collector makes an unquestionable, fantastic comment here. Unpopular opinion here. I actually like the wait for a Rolex at my AD. I order a watch and I'm excited for a year or so, waiting for that call, and it's the best feeling when you do get the call. And I would agree with that. I've never had the call ever.
No.
But what a feeling that must
I'm
be
sure.
to get your first call to say your watch is in.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Yeah.
I guess if it's not too
If you
long,
could,
it's-
and he
it's
follows up
fine.
with saying, if you could get it on the same day, you wouldn't want it as much.
No.
And that is exactly
That's
the point.
true.
Except when you
Okay.
go to BQ Watches, then you can have it on the same day. Paul Thorpe, these Spurs lads have no bottle. Paul's giving it the big one, but Paul, you weren't happy about going out there. You just happened to do it because you didn't have a choice because your mate dropped you in it. But there we go. Not the end of the world. And for me, honestly, I look back while you two are snoring at my editing, and I think to
We're on
myself,
the plane.
you were the play everywhere. You went to sleep and we went to bed, and I was up editing. And I look back and I sent Paul the entire film, like all the little episodes, all 5 days as one film. I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes. And actually, when I look back at it, our life's been chronicled out on the internet. There, actually, it is quite good fun, isn't it?
No, it
That
was-
desert thing
yeah.
was
The
ridiculous.
desert was fantastic.
Yeah.
Paul loved those guns, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
Gav wouldn't even pick one up.
would not pick one up. Not for me.
No.
I didn't get it. I remember the scene of Chris saying to us, Gavin, you need to be behind the shooter. I didn't even know I was in front of the gun range. But when we say
That
gun
would've been
range,
so much fun,
Paul
though.
was like the sheriff in a Wild Western. He had the shotgun into his shoulder and he was firing at the sand and the dirt. It wasn't like he could hit anything, but he loved it. It was amazing.
That's so funny.
this
That would
I
be
think
so
his
fun,
highlight
though.
was when, did you hear? I got lost in the desert.
Yeah, I
They
heard about that.
He loved that,
We
didn't you?
heard about that
told
story.
us.
They were
That
all in
was
one
so
car.
funny.
The three of them were in
You
one car.
literally-
I was in the other. Hang on,
You
I
can't
saved your
script it.
camera. I saved your camera.
By the way, I checked the camera. I never saw it fly off either. I'm just saying.
What do you mean didn't fly? It fell on the ground.
Fell on the ground. And I checked the camera to see at what point it flew off because I thought it'd make good footage.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
So what was filming then?
Well, it either stopped or you didn't drop the
never-
camera and you just got lost on your own.
No, it did. It did.
It
come
did?
on.
It did? You sure?
100%.
Because I want to paint the
You
picture.
promise?
Go on.
Big savannah. Okay, mountain ranges everywhere, and a dune buggy throwing up. Paul, would you say arguably a 60-foot plume of dirt and sand, and all you've got to do is follow the pillar of dirt. We turn around 5 minutes later, Spencer's gone, and then we get hold of him on the phone, and he goes, "I've got no back," and the phone cut off.
Oh God.
So we've managed to WhatsApp him and say, "Send us your location," and then we had to track him through the desert to find his location.
That is brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
really funny.
Spence, that's so you.
Stuart Pitt's asking, what part of the world will get the Rolex Russian watches? Well, Rolex aren't supplying Russia, are they?
Oh, yeah.
Because of the sanctions. They've closed all their shops in Russia.
Probably America.
Do you think they go to America, or do you think they're just... Yeah, well, they must get a big supply there.
Well, they've just increased.
Aggregate it out everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Chris Drake, Gav, what's your honest opinion of the Omega Swatch? Be honest. Well, I'm going to be very honest, and I have to tell you, and it's not because I'm a massive fanboy or anything like that, but actually, I absolutely love it. It's an absolutely super comfortable wear. It is so light. It's silent. It's good looking, and it sits very nicely. I've had more comments about it than any other watch I think I've ever had, probably because of all the hype. It's a couple of £100. And actually, I really like the look of it. I think it's the closest one to the actual Speedmaster in look.
100.
I'll put it under the camera again so you can all see it. And I don't know, guys.
We all
Listen,
think
it's a
really
personal
nice.
opinion.
Yeah.
You know, I've
Yeah.
had swatches since
It's a great
1985.
bit of fun for £200.
Yeah, exactly right. And you know what? It's talked about, and you know, it's the ownership, isn't it? I've queued up. I've been there every day like an idiot. I feel slightly embarrassed to say
And
that
then you found it in
for my
Vegas.
£208 swatch, and then we found it in
Had
Vegas.
to get a flight.
But I really like it.
Go on a
and
roller coaster and
hold
then
on,
you
there's
found
the-
it.
There's the moon on the back.
I really want the pink one.
Mm.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep trying, and eventually they're all going to be available. No question, they're all going to be available online.
Do you know what's so funny, Gav? They're
Or in the
still... They are still going crazy online.
Really? So
That's not a joke.
in your dealer chats, I love this. In your dealer chats, what is my swatch worth currently? What are these things
1,000.
trading?
1,000, 1,500?
1,000,
Well,
1,500?
people are asking. I don't know if they're changing it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. Can you imagine the watch would hit 100k? That won't be this one, would it? Mission to the Moon is by far the best as it's closest to the original. That's what I think, Nick, as well. Gab, can you please do a review on your new watch? I can do that. General Womber saying the Riddler 1 year run, question mark. That wouldn't surprise me.
No, I can't see.
I
Come
don't
on,
think
it's a
so.
left-hander. It's a little bit quirky. What I would say is maybe after a year they bring in a
Yeah.
A
they're
normal.
Right hand, normal.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, not normal, but...
But people are always like, why have they brought in this? You know why? For the simple reason of what we're doing now. Gives people something to talk about. Why have they done it?
And also, because
Mark
there is
says,
some
Gav, I'm
left-handed
outside
people
Swatch
out there.
tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Oxford Street if you're around. Mark, I might just see you there because actually I am up in town again tomorrow and maybe we'll have a coffee. What's this? Robert Reeves, Tim Jackson, Robert Ditto, got my discount off my Bluesy Madness. You can get Rolex Date just a discount prior to 2017. General Wombo, I can't get on board with the Swatch, cheap and nasty. Well, I've been buying cheap and nasty watches for a very long time. That's the truth of it. It's definitely not for everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I do also think it's nice to... Like,
It's a
I
bit
would
of
buy
fun.
the
It's
pink
a
one. Do you
summer
know what I mean?
watch.
Doesn't
Bit of
really- I
fun.
wouldn't- Not because
doesn't
Yeah.
have
how
to be
much it
your.
was. No, but
only
it's
watch.
£200 and it still looks
Well,
nice.
David Stops puts a good comment in here, actually. Vintage Rolex getting hit just as much as modern, question mark. No.
The reason being, vintage. If you've got money, you'll buy a Daytona, you'll buy a Hulk. Vintage, they come to the period where if they're in brilliant condition, you can't really. They're not as comparable on vintage watches.
Yeah. Because I
and
know...
there's not the same quantity of pieces.
So I know I had a friend recently who wanted to basically, they can't get any interest on their money and they wanted to sort of, park it into some watches. But they were not interested in buying hype watches. They want something that had literally just done this over a number of years, just very slowly risen, so that when a dip does come, because it does come, it just doesn't go like that. And those watches, I would imagine, are pretty well secure, aren't they? The older.
Especially if it's something really special in vintage.
Yeah. What was it my friend bought? There was the Paul
Paul Newman. and-
No, it was the Steve McQueen.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Steve
Yeah,
Madden,
Steve
no
McQueen
issues.
Explorer from
Yeah.
like 19 something or other. Yeah, wow. Gav, you need to reset the chrono. I haven't even touched the dials.
I saw that.
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
Is that reset? Thank you. I've reset the chronos for you. Amazing. RK702 says, here in the States, Rolex are converting some ADs into Rolex-only boutiques. However, they're still privately owned, but exclusively Rolex.
I mean, I think as time goes on, they'll do it all themselves. That's my understanding.
Yeah. Rigsy, how often does Swatch stores restock? As I understand it, and I've been around, they're getting about 2 deliveries a week, but not enough numbers. And I know there's a very big meeting next week for them to decide how to progress this, because they're obviously not getting 5,000 watches in a shop that they could freely sell. So they're talking about doing a lottery system so that they can start supplying their real customers who've always been loyal to their brands and rather than
they have
rather than just the kids who stand
there's
aside.
thousands in a warehouse.
Of course they are, yeah.
And that's the problem, I guess.
Yeah.
They can't get them out as quickly as I think they thought they probably could, because they can't even open the shop for the whole day.
Kenny W, is Spencer still taking Bitcoin?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because yours instantly converts to dollars, doesn't it?
Yes.
So you got no currency risk at all.
Yeah.
Exactly. Josh Benson, how are you, Josh? Good to have you on the channel. I'm a bit obsessed by vintage yellow gold day dates.
Yeah.
Also beautiful. Josh, when you come in to take some photographs, I'm sure we're going to need some new ones soon. I saw a question just a bit further up. I will find it about where has it gone? Patek complications for the long term, Jamie says. How are you, Jamie Opulence? Lovely to have you back with us. There was a question. Right, there we go. So we're going to be losing Jonilda.
Yeah.
And that means I have to have my nails done, apparently, when we do the unboxings.
Yes. And
Speaking of
fun.
unboxings, should we show everybody the really funky watch that you girls had to Google to work out what it did?
Yeah.
Should we show them that? Take a
Let's
look.
have a look.
Take a look at this, guys.
Gav, sorry, I know you haven't got time, but can you just take a second for me and Ilda and appreciate?
They are amazing.
Aren't they?
Actually, they're really well done.
They are
Aren't
really
they?
well
You've
done.
got shapes going on and
Yeah.
everything.
They are
Surely.
really well,
Yeah.
like details and everything is perfect.
Who did them? Would you like to give a shout out?
They don't watch the channel. Hi guys, welcome back.
Hello, everyone.
I mean, the boys are back from Vegas, which, shock, we never got invited to again.
Again, I
I mean, surely, like, they would have had a better time with us there.
absolutely,
Do you know what I mean?
because we are a lot more fun than them.
100%.
But,
But you know, things happen, maybe next time. But guys, I do have some sad news. This is Ilda's last set of unboxings.
Unboxing, yes, guys.
Before
I
she
am
goes and
gonna
has her
miss
baby.
this. This has been so much
I
fun,
know,
right?
We have the best time doing these.
Yeah.
And so let's get into the unboxing.
Yes, let's show everyone what we've got here. That's definitely a
Different type of box. I really like these Amiga boxes.
We think they are really
Yeah.
good quality and they look really, really nice.
So guys, this is the Amiga Seamaster Aquaterra World Timer.
It's something that you don't see every day.
Yes.
With the precious metal
Yeah.
rose gold, blue leather strap, and I believe everyone can see how special the dial is.
Yes.
There's a beautiful, I think, beautiful figure of
Earth. Yeah, and it's on a titanium plate,
yes,
isn't it, as
it
well?
is.
Which, as you can see, guys, it's a very, very amazing dial. I think with the battens and especially with the Earth in the middle. I mean, I've never seen it.
I've never seen something like that, but Omega, they do
Yes.
eventually, sometimes they do these special editions, which are really, really different from
Yeah.
what we see all the time, which is a Speedmaster, Seamaster, you know.
Yeah.
But in this case, I think
And with the rose gold as
went.
well, with the leather strap, and also, guys, with the rose gold here, I think it's actually a really stunning and classy watch.
but Kaylee, let's have a look how it really works.
The
because that's
world-
what
yeah,
we need to know.
yeah.
Like, you know, we can
Okay.
see obviously how stunning it is and the word is there, but I can see a lot of different seaters here, and I wonder
How
you can use that. What
Okay,
do
so it
they
says
say?
here, a world timer features an internal bezel displaying 24 world cities.
Yeah, I can see that.
Each representing a different time zone. Next to this is a 24-hour ring or hand that makes one full revolution a day. So the user sets the time zone bezel to align their home time zone with the
So
correct hour
depending
of the
where
day
you are,
on the
let's say
24-hour
I'm in
ring.
London, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go London.
Yeah, and then
You
it will-
put the correct hour, and,
and then
it goes by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then so I guess if you go abroad to America,
You can change
You can
it.
then change it, and then you're in the correct time zone.
That's lovely. That's
It
stunning
is,
for
yeah.
someone that travels a lot.
Yeah.
I would say that it's definitely a watch that if you never leave the country, you wouldn't buy. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Like it's
Because it
something.
would just be on London.
Even the
or-
way it looks
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything gives you an idea of someone that is traveling or
Yes.
maybe works in different cities.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine when
Yeah,
I
100%.
when I imagine a customer for this watch.
Yeah.
We thought we could show you
Yeah.
something different. Everyone knows about Omegas, but I bet no one,
Yeah.
or at least not many people, has seen these before.
Exactly.
We also have a prize for you guys,
Yeah.
which is.
It is 14,500.
So if you're interested, you can give us a call. I'm still here working in the office, so call me, and we can help you out.
That was an absolutely gorgeous watch.
It was.
The only one I've ever seen look like that actually was Jamie Opulus's Patek world timer, and I saw Kelvin commented that was a really nice sort of looking version. Sold yet? Not gone on the website yet.
No, it's not on
No.
the website yet. It's being photographed, I think.
Is it?
And then it'll be on
Today.
this week, yeah.
Yeah. I was just watching in the background of the VT there was Paul and the motorbikes. And Spence, you never asked me why I wouldn't get on the back of your motorbike. But is
I
it not
didn't need
obvious?
to ask you.
Is it not obvious?
You told me loads of times.
Paul Thorpe, isn't it obvious why no one would get on the back of a motorbike with Spencer? Seriously. Absolutely ridiculous. I had a great time on the back.
He
with
doesn't
Paul
like
and-
motors. He doesn't like roller coasters, but he's an adrenaline junkie when it comes to motorbikes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I have a little gift to give away. Well, it's not really a gift. The guys from Zero West very kindly sent us all out T-shirts to wear in Las Vegas. And wouldn't you know it, mine didn't fit.
Oh God!
Yeah, triple XL Jonilda, and it still wouldn't fit.
But you had your salad though.
I did just have a salad. You're absolutely
Chicken
right.
and your watermelon.
So I've decided if you are a triple XL, the first person to say, "Can I have that T-shirt?" gets it. So there we go. A Zero West T-shirt. Pop it in the chat.
To be honest, it doesn't.
Can I have that
look
T-shirt?
big.
You can have this. It's brand new,
Yeah, it's
unworn,
tiny.
and you can have a Zero West T-shirt. And no one's commenting that they want the T-shirt. But if they do, then then let me know. Gav, have you got it in XXXXXXXXX?
We can always write a
says
few X's in
Greggy
there.
boy.
We can write a few more in there.
No.
Well, we
Greg,
can. No, it's a triple XL, but honestly, to me, it feels like a medium.
It doesn't
Yeah.
look big.
Well, there we go. Guys, it's time very quickly for the next question. Questions from Instagram. Let's. Okay, first person to say, "Can I have the T-shirt?" Bloody hell, was Ian Nicholson. Yes, Ian, I think I actually have your address from all the bits and pieces I've sent you. So yes, the T-shirt is going to be winging its way to you. Okay. Question 1 from Instagram is from We Are Bet. Are you seeing a drop in buyers and in general across the used luxury watch prices, especially Rolex?
No,
You're not, are you?
no. We're still selling as we have done.
Yeah.
How
I
are we,
wouldn't
girls?
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
wouldn't say
agree.
there's a-
I mean, I know that we discussed this because we discuss everything. April is usually typically just not the
Quiet
best month
month.
in the year because a lot of people
Still
are away
a busy month.
but still a busy month.
And May started off very well.
Yeah, still buying Rolexes.
Okay. So there's the answer to that one. Question number 2 from Ron754. When do you expect to have the new Air King for sale, the 126-900?
It's anyone's question.
Who
I
knows?
have no idea.
No idea.
Obviously, the Riddlers have the only
I
ones
would-
that we've seen has made
I would
an
think
appearance,
within
but-
the next sort of couple of months.
Next
Has
couple
it?
of months.
I'd like to think so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Greggy boy says the T-shirt wouldn't fit over his massive head. Greg, by the way, just to let you know, the entire Vegas trip, I was spraying your sprays. I literally live by your
Yeah,
fragrances
so do
now.
I.
Yeah, me
Unbelievable.
too.
There we go. Let's have a look at next question. Next question's from We Are Bets. Which specific watch models are effectively immune to a levelling off in prices? So what hasn't moved, Spence?
This hasn't moved that much, has it?
No.
Yeah. The older Daytona.
The older hasn't moved that much?
Not really.
But also subs. You can't.
Yeah.
They,
Maybe I
Sub-Mariners
would
as well.
say in general, older models, they didn't move that
Not
much.
that much.
So
So basically, the hype watches protects
The
have
one
come off.
watch,
Things that
let's
have gone
say.
up massively have come back.
Have just
a
come
little
it's
straight
like
back.
the things that went up massively quickly.
Yeah.
Like all of
Yeah.
a sudden they gone up like.
There's one big
10
sector of
grand.
this that we haven't spoken about. You and I have now travelled to America twice, and we are meeting a lot of people. We're meeting these backpack watch dealers, okay? The guys that walk around and will buy a watch and trade it and move on. And if you are holding 4 or 5 watches and all of a sudden your stock's gone down 25%,
That's a massive
20%,
loss.
whatever, in those very big pieces, because they usually walk around with very big pieces,
Yeah.
that's a dangerous game to
Sure.
be in, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're saying the Patek, in some of the high-end Pateks, is where things have come off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a business I'd like to be in right now. But anyway, there we go. Question number 4 from James Lloyd Cole. What percentage of your stock comes from the public versus part exchange versus buying from within the trade?
I would say it's probably 50-60% from the public, another 20%, 20-30% in part exchanging.
Yeah.
Only really if I need a specific watch will we go to the trade. Yeah. So most of it's from the public.
Yep. Okay. Next question came in from Gotham Bamana. Have Pepsi 126710 RO prices fallen down? If so, will they continue to fall or will they peak?
Again, I think that is a very popular watch. It's corrected by 10-15%, but it's still well up on where it was a year
Yeah.
ago. And that's the thing, a lot of these models, they're obviously off their high, but they're still well up and a good premium on them.
I mean, if you... we can't go all the way back to the beginning of the show, but you're right. If I look at stock markets or other currencies or cryptos, from where it was a year ago to where it is now, and then you look at watches, actually...
Yeah,
you can't even put a comparison in. And the same for art as well. It's all been all kept up there. I think Mint 5-digit Rolex Sports are fantastic buys, 100% safe as houses. Thoughts?
100%. I've said this for a long while.
Yeah.
The 5-digit and the 4-digit with papers, all of the older stuff, as time goes on, even when you think not much is happening, as they get older and they're in perfect condition, unbelievable how they hold up.
Let's take a look at the next question. Watch Tim, which colour moon swatch would you pick?
Pink.
Well, hold on a second. Quick story. Standing in Oxford Street, obviously walk past the Swatch store, and I hear, Gavin. I turn around, and there's this guy saying, hello, I'm Watch Tim. Now, I know exactly Watch Tim because he always wears yellow watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always posting the picture, and we had a lovely conversation, a lovely chat in the middle of Oxford Street, and he had just picked up the day before a yellow moon swatch, which was absolutely gorgeous. So do I have a preference? Obviously, that was my number one choice that I wanted first, but I would like them all. I love the red. What about for you, Spencer? Well, you went for the blue.
Yeah. I just
Or
thought,
let's say I went for the blue and you decided to have it. But the blue's the one you wanted,
I just
wasn't
thought
it?
it was a bit different, that was all.
Yeah. Kaylee?
Pink.
Pink, because you're a girly. Jonilda?
I like yours, to be honest.
Do you? Can't have it. Sorry. There's no leaving present from me. James Loco, how frustrating is the fake Rolex box issue? What's the fake
know what that
Rolex
means.
box issue?
I presume what they're talking about is some people swap out boxes. Again, over the years, people have taken small amounts of profit. Some people nick links. Some people take fake boxes and use the
Some
real
people take the
boxes, sell them
booklets.
off, take the booklets. I mean, we see it actually only last week, wasn't it, Hilda?
We
Yeah.
see fake boxes.
We had a fake box, and I said to the
eventually,
customer,
but-
take it. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want it.
And sometimes that's how they sold them to them, so they don't even know they have a
But a
fake
lot
box.
of people don't know. A lot of
They
customers
can't tell the
don't know.
difference now.
No.
Yeah.
But yes, it is frustrating.
It's frustrating. Siblings, shall I sell my Hulk now or
How
wait?
many times? a week
A
or
day.
whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't like your Hulk, you sell it. If you love your Hulk, you keep it. In terms of value, it'll increase. It's discontinued model. I mean, the Hulk, I think, is a great piece.
Yeah.
It's a great piece.
And prices have currently settled around 23.
23, they were 25,
Circa.
26.
Yeah.
But
I'm not selling mine. My Milsha, I think I said these all wrong. Have you seen the film The Watchmaker's Apprentice about George Edwards? Amazing. No. Maybe we should get that on the old Netflix watch list.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Question number 11. What was the highlight of the Vegas trip for both of you? Kaylee,
know,
what was
Gav.
your highlight of my Vegas trip?
We got to run wild in the office.
That was your highlight
Yeah.
of my Vegas trip.
Yeah.
Do you know what was your highlight of my Vegas trip? Did you watch any of it, by the
no.
way? You had the hump, didn't you?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
really upset.
Jonilda?
I did that. I watched
You're busy
the guns
working, Gav.
part, but that's
Yeah,
it.
we watched the guns bit.
You watched the guns bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Spencer,
But we
highlight
were
for you?
working.
Roller coaster without question.
Roller coaster because you achieved something?
No, I think the stratosphere to go up and just come back down in the lift. That was good.
Okay. So I'll give you some of my highlights. My first highlight was when we arrived at the airport and see Paul get out of a little white van. We'd guessed his outfits. He come strolling in.
What was it? I said green. It was orange, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was orange he came in.
It was orange, yeah. And you said green.
And he came out
I
of
said
Summer's
orange.
van.
Yeah, he came out of a van, and that was great. And so that was a real highlight. And then moving on, I'm going to fast forward 15 minutes from there. And what was the next words to come out of Paul's mouth? I got some bad
I
news,
need a
lads.
cigarette.
No.
Oh, no.
But lads, I got some bad news. The bad news was that one of the only reasons we were going to Vegas had just been pulled before we even got on the plane.
We could have just got in the car.
We could have got in the car, gone home. But
and Gav, I think yours must have been getting the Swatch, obviously.
Swatch was definitely a highlight, and I would also say, quite honestly, I think the meet and greet at the Lily Bar.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed meeting everybody. I loved seeing Tim Wright there as well. That was good to catch up with Tim for banter. And it was a really, really fun night, wasn't it? Really, really fun night. Totally enjoyable.
Yeah.
What about the food experiences?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
really
what-
intrigued about the food. I love hearing about
The
the food.
difficulty was when we first had dinner, it was breakfast time. That was the difficulty, wasn't it? Cheesecake Factory on the first night.
That was awful.
And then Prime.
Prime, that was good.
nothing
Yeah,
else.
we enjoyed that.
Oh, and Roman took us out, didn't he?
Absolutely. It's
Lego.
Roman's birthday today. Roman,
Yeah.
you won't be
Happy-
watching,
I did, I
but
wished
happy
him-
birthday.
Happy
You've sent him a message?
Well, it is,
Birthday.
It's lunchtime for them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think possibly, as soon as you've run out of highlights in 1 second, I think one of the other funniest things is like you couldn't script it. On the day that we take the Harleys and we're going to drive out to the desert like some old blokes, Nico walked off with the keys. Nico walks off with the keys. Nico walks off with the keys so we can't go anywhere. We finally get going. We stop to have a pullover because Paul wants to have a
Oh, and you
cigarette.
can't start
and then
the
we
bike.
can't start the bike again. We stand there for 15 minutes trying to work out how to jump start it. That was good. Then, of course, we lose Spencer in the desert. Paul
That's a
shoots,
highlight.
Paul shoots a load of earth or sand, but it was very, very
That's
good.
so
It was
funny.
very, very
I'm glad
good.
you both had a lovely
Yeah,
time.
amazing.
We did.
It was amazing.
Kaylee, you didn't really want to come, did you?
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? I think I'd just like to be invited just one time. That's it.
Okay.
I'll probably say no. I mean, it'd be a bit odd, but
Well, maybe the
I'd just
next
like to be
London
invited.
show.
Well, maybe the next London show, yeah.
London.
Getting back Spencer's very own London show, the BQ Watches one that we'll do. What about
I'm
that?
in America. I've never been to America.
You've never been to America? You got a
No.
passport?
Oh, you haven't missed anything. Don't worry.
Got a passport? Maybe I'll let you go, Spencer, in my place next time if you do all the filming and all the editing.
I'll stay in the office. Thank you.
You sure?
Yeah,
You sure?
Much easier.
so much easier.
Where was I? That was basically a highlight. Yeah, sorry about that.
A lot of
Totally
highlights.
lost. But thanks for that, Luke. David Andrew Law, Rolex market update and predictions. Well, that's a good question. Okay, everybody asks for predictions, and you lot have all gone over the past year higher than today. What do you think?
I think it'll steady off.
Steady off from here.
I think sort of where we are, you're going to see a steadying. Again, the thing to say is it depends if more watches going to be produced. Gav, you know what was very interesting? Sorry, just to change from this.
Yeah.
The amount of Richard Milles that are produced. That blew me away.
Yeah. We were going to do a whole show on that until Paul took the idea and decided to do one on his live stream about 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was... sorry, Paul.
So, for anyone who doesn't know,
Yeah.
Richard Mille only produced 5,100 watches.
Yeah.
And after going to their store and speaking to them, the guy was saying he thinks they may get up to 7,000, which is tiny.
That's such
Yeah.
a precise amount.
But we
5,100.
couldn't work out, and to work back the numbers in terms of the margin. And I'm not even clever enough to work out what the average cost of a Richard Mille watch is.
And
but
the margin.
Let's say it's 50 grand.
No, it's a lot more.
What, a Richard Mille at list? 50, 70?
No, I think it's more. I think it's probably 150 because they've got some huge ticket ones.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll sit down then and do the number. We'll try and do that because I would like to break it down because if they make 5,000 watches a year, they've got massive boutiques. Their Formula One sponsorship. I was watching the Formula One Grand Prix yesterday, and they had Pharrell on there, and the guy was trying to interview him, and he had Richard Mille with him, and they said, you're looking forward to the Grand Prix. He goes, I'm here to support my brother Richard Mille. And that's all he could say was Richard Mille and Lewis Hamilton. I'm here for my brother Lewis Hamilton and Richard Mille. So massive sponsorship into Formula One. Massive boutiques with no stock in, but only 5,000 watches a year. If anybody wants to run the numbers on that, please feel free to give it a punt and a guess. But I would imagine they're
I'm sure they're making a
margins.
profit, though. I think they're making a profit.
Yeah, they must be. They must absolutely be. So let's talk about predictions. Come on, let's put it down here right now. Come on, Spencer. Let's get the Panda back up. So a Panda now is 38 grand. What would you say in let's say 6 months' time? So
I think everything's going to be around where it is.
Around where it is within.
Yeah, I think it's going to stay more or less
stable,
give or take stable.
By the way, stability it's a good thing, right?
Yeah. You know where you are.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what buttons I press them to change all of these. We're just going to go stable. What? Hulk stable.
I think so. The discontinued ones could well go up. But current models, I think, will hold. And again, new models and date just. If a lot of production comes out and they release, then they could come down a bit. You could see things like date just.
Yeah.
Okay. And this was an interesting one that came in, and I didn't really know what it meant. But ST Kogap, yesterday's prices isn't today's price, but doesn't seem to work both ways with dealers.
Disagree. I think it does work both ways.
It does. Yeah, it does actually.
Because I'm not still trying to sell Daytonas at 44,000.
Because when they sell for less, we put the prices down.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but if I kept my prices of 3 months ago,
then
we'd be like a museum, just showing watches and not
Yeah.
selling them.
Yeah.
I mean, our thing that we always say, we are in line and slightly better priced than anyone else.
competitive.
Yeah.
We have to be.
Jamie Opulence, Jamie, you are the king of the stats. Patek is king. 38 Richard Mille shops in the world, divided by, he's saying 7,000 watches. We were told it's 5,000.
Just under 200.
Is 184 watches per store per year.
Oh, Spence, that was
And
good.
they also told us they will take on no new customers, will they? They're only selling to existing customers.
Right.
Yeah, well, there we go. Damien says, is the Milgauss still selling at the same price now? Nice show as always. Milgauss?
Milgauss,
which one?
11, 12,000 ish.
Yeah, I mean the newer ones. I mean they've steadied as
Yeah, the
well,
blue
but-
one's
but
still
the
very
blue is still
very
very popular.
the
The most popular.
one.
What about, didn't you have a black face come in?
Oh my god! Yeah, Gav, I can't wait to show you that.
Oh,
You're gonna
right,
fall
okay.
in love
Yeah.
with it.
Oh, coming on Wednesday. You've fallen in love with it?
No, you will fall.
You
in love
are.
with
Really?
it. Yeah.
Well, I'll have
You're
the
gonna want it.
I'll have the pair.
Yeah.
Right, okay, amazing. Well, Jonilda, we're coming pretty much to the end of tonight's show.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to everybody who's wished you well this evening?
Thank you. I would like to thank everyone for the wishes, obviously, and it has been a lot of fun. And I think it's crazy how we started, me and Spencer, and we didn't know what we were doing, and now we do the live. I think it's great because you create your own, group of people that follow you. It has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna miss it, and thank you, everyone, and see you soon, hopefully.
Hopefully. What date is the baby due, Jonilda?
29th of May.
Can't hold off to the 26th of July, my birthday.
Gavin, your name, your birthday, anything
I'm not
else?
asking for very much. I'm not asking for very much as
No,
your producer.
July is too.
No.
That's
No,
too much.
she'll
That
be
would
11 months pregnant.
No, thank you.
She'll have 4 by then.
Gav,
Spencer,
please.
Spencer should take Kaylee to Brighton on his bike.
I
mean, you live around the corner to Spencer, don't you, Kaylee?
How do you feel? I mean,
I'm quite an adrenaline junkie, but there's something to do with motorbikes. We'll never get on the back of.
Can I just tell you something? Forget motorbikes. Never get on the back of anything with Spencer.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? I've been in a car with him.
Yeah, Kelvin O says, make sure you come back, Ilda.
thanks.
Paul Thorpe says, love you, Jonilda. Good luck.
Love you, Paul.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
No, I for one am really going to miss you because
Are you?
100%. I mean, I've got Kaylee, to be fair, who I absolutely adore, but the two of you,
As a pair.
it doesn't matter how bad my week can be. Sometimes I come into film, you doing the unboxings, and forget what we unboxed.
Yeah,
The
we have a
laugh
laugh.
we have, the
Yeah.
singing we do in that little room amongst all of us. Spencer, you miss out on all of this.
No one can hear us.
No
right?
one can hear the little stories. Is
And the
absolute
singing.
fun.
And the
So-
nails, obviously.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
a lot
yeah.
of gossiping.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh wow!
And
Do you know what? Somebody's just sent you a super chat.
Stop
What's
it.
a super chat?
I didn't even notice if the thing's turned on. All the best of luck with baby Gavin. £4.49 from Muhammad Ali.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't even know we had super chats.
Wow.
Well, there
I
you go.
feel like
Our one and only super chat, and it's £4.49.
Amazing.
That
Wow.
might buy a nappy.
Thank you.
Half an hour.
Yeah. No, I'm going to transfer you the £4.49.
Please
No,
do.
100%. Guys, apparently you can super chat.
Don't forget.
That's amazing. That's amazing. If it's a girl, Gavin.
It's not. We
Gavina.
Yeah, we
know
know.
it's
It's a
not.
boy. We know.
To
I
be
mean-
fair, Brian, you need to watch the start of the show.
You never
definitely
know.
know
Not a
it's a boy.
surprise.
We definitely know it's a boy, which is good, and you're absolutely right. Gavin would be good.
Gavin is
yeah,
not-
yeah.
Nice.
Janilda's baby will be walking before the next call comes. You're absolutely right. The next call for any of us. Yeah, but I'm really going to miss you. Spencer, are you going to miss
Absolutely.
Janilda?
Of course we
I
are.
am
Of course
going to
we are.
miss you
We
all,
all done.
guys.
You know what I should have said? Never mind price reductions. Janilda, you're going to be back by the time all the predictions come out. Will you be back in 6 months?
In 6 months, that's quite early, but who knows? I might.
You might be.
I might be.
Okay.
No, I think that's too early. But
Spencer would have to open a creche, wouldn't he? Wow. Okay. Well, does Spencer have any clothes for the baby he wants to give away? Spencer, you got any
What?
baby clothes?
What are you saying, mine?
Yeah.
No,
I guess that's what they're saying.
they'd be too small for the baby.
Yeah.
My clothes.
Nigel Freeman, good luck, Janilda. All the best.
Thank you,
Brian, yeah, I know you missed the
everyone.
start. I got that. I didn't mean to. Greggy boy, £20 super chat.
Greggy, thank
Good
you.
luck, Janilda. That's really nice. Thank you, Greg. That's
Greg,
so
you're
nice of you.
sweet.
Yeah, really. I feel like we've got to stay live
You
now.
have to do some.
I'm going to miss her.
I feel we've got to stay live
What am
now
I
just for
gonna do?
Janilda. That's amazing. Spencer might have grown by then. Grown out the clothes.
Thank you.
Spencer, what
Thanks.
before we do go, what advice would you give Janilda on parenting? Because you've got two gorgeous grown-up
Yes,
children.
Spencer.
I would say whatever I've done, do the opposite.
That's a bit harsh on Ellie and Brad.
Oh, why?
No, look, it's a great journey, and you'll
Yeah.
see, isn't it? I mean, we've both been there.
Yeah,
Gav.
it's amazing. I mean,
Yeah, but the time flies. It goes very quickly.
yeah,
It really does.
It really, really does go by. And I would say, from someone who obviously uses cameras and films and does things,
Take pictures?
videos, film, everything. And
Yeah.
Janilda, I'll tell you what I'll do. My gift to you is that you film your son.
Yeah.
And every year on just before his birthday, a couple of weeks before his birthday, just give me a download.
And you can
dump
do like,
all your
oh, that's
footage,
nice.
and I will make you a film every year.
Yeah.
And every year, just come to me just before, and I'll update the film, and we'll just keep growing it out.
Oh, yeah, that's so
That's so
nice.
nice.
Because imagine us, like, I wish I had
Yeah,
something
I
like
wish
that.
I had something like
But
that.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of
Absolutely.
videos or stuff.
And also, I would
Yeah.
give you some advice and say, even when he starts to grow up, like in like the little years of like 2s and 3s, and starts talking and interacting, just stick your iPhone up on the kitchen table when he's having breakfast,
Yeah.
when he's just talking to himself, because you forget those things.
Yeah.
And they are some of the words that they use, the kids, and
things
how
that
they
happen.
chat, and please God, you have a few children,
Yeah.
and how they interact with each other. It's all very well taking a picture on their birthday and they're blowing out the candles and all the rest of it, but it's the little things. that
It's the
you will
everyday
never,
things.
You will never. Gav could film the birth. I did offer.
Wow.
Did I not offer, Janilda?
You did, actually.
I said I'd be there.
You did.
Yep.
But Hilda, that's the amazing thing now with the cameras. I mean, when our kids were
Everything
born,
is
20,
there.
but
Yeah,
you've got
it's really
film
nice.
the whole time.
Russell, the Mad Watch collector. Why are you joining us at 9:20? What? You've been
Thank
doing
you,
nighttime lessons. Russell, by the way, just to let you know, Jonilda's leaving. She's having a baby. Kaylee's off next week. It's going to be Spencer and I. If you want to port yourself over next week, should we let him win at table tennis?
Yeah.
Should we let him win?
We won at tennis and paddle tennis.
We'll have the paddle rematch. But that'll be great. Jonilda, I think it's only fitting that we boost Spencer off tonight and let you do the outro.
I have to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
I'll do it better than Spencer. We all
to
know
your
that.
camera and over to you.
Okay, guys. Thank you for following us tonight. Thank you for following us all the time, actually. And like and subscribe our channel, please. We would love to see all your comments and everything. And what can I say? If you haven't dealt with us, it's only a matter of time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye.